Joining me is David Davis. He's the leader of the Victorian Liberal Opposition in the Legislative Council. David Davis, thank you so much indeed for your time. Will the Liberals agree to extending the state of emergency by 12 months?
Well, Andrew, we think this is chilling. We think this is terribly frightening. And we are not impressed by the way this has been brought to the Parliament. As you correctly pointed out, Andrew's record here has been very poor indeed. He's mismanaged the quarantine. He's mismanaged the contact tracing. He's mismanaged the whole process. And now a week out from Parliament coming, he announces he wants to extend the state of emergency for a further 12 months, the powers to, right across the whole economy, as you've pointed out, to tell hairdressers they can't operate, to tell people right across the economy that their jobs are gone, that their businesses are gone. Now, no one denies that there was need for some steps at the start, but this is going on and this is not founded on science. And, you know, you also correctly pointed out that they're not coming forward with the information. So when they order these changes in a public health order under their state of emergency, you would expect they'd be open and transparent and honest about the reasons for that. They will not provide that information to the Parliament under FOI. They won't provide that information to the community, most importantly. And now, with just a week's notice, and we still haven't actually seen the bill, Andrew. He hasn't deigned to show parliamentarians or the Victorian community a copy of the bill that will take away their liberties for 12 months more. Now, I say the first thing he should do is put out an exposure draft. Let's see it. Let's see what the reasons are. Let's see what the bill actually says. And, you know, I don't see that the opposition can easily support such a thing. We think it's an outrage. We think this is a grab for power.
Right under it. I mean, David Davis, just tell me, can't Parliament simply pass any of the laws that a government actually needs? Not what it wants, what it needs, whether it's to make people stay in quarantine or whatever. If the government wants to do that, put up a law. You could have it passed by midnight.
Yeah, of course you can. And of course there can be changes to the Public Health and Wellbeing Act, which is where this falls under, that gives powers to health officers to intervene in key and direct ways. But an open process, a blank cheque, is what he's seeking for 12 months to deprive people of their liberties, to destroy their businesses, and to do it without even being honest about the reasons behind each of these steps. It's too much, isn't it?
That's got to be a flat no from Parliament. I'm shocked that Liberals, that people in the Labor Party, like Rob and Scott, who pride themselves on their, commitment to human rights, that they're not saying anything. They're going to be tainted by this stuff, and the Liberals have got to just say absolutely no. Can you tell me?
Well, that's what Michael O'Brien has said today.
Yeah, you're saying you're looking at, you want draft legislation, and it's got to go through Parliament.
Well, we haven't even seen it. The arrogance of him, the arrogance of the Premier, it's just outrageous.
We'll talk about arrogance. Can I put you a scary proposition? The government has declared not just a state of emergency, it's declared a state of disaster. Now, that lets the police minister suspend laws that she thinks could hurt the virus fight. The police minister on her own. She could suspend laws, theoretically including even the 6-month limit on this current state of emergency, which is due to run out next month. Is that right? That if you don't play ball with the Premier, that he could theoretically get the police minister to say, all right, we'll just extend it 6 months, just the signature of the police minister?
Well, we're not having this proposal that's come forward. We've said no to that. To the extent that he can try and get around that, we would think that's outrageous. If he's trying to defy the Parliament further, he's already closed the lower house down for a long period. The upper house has sat just 2 days in the recent period, and we've had to fight every one of those days to sit. He doesn't want the scrutiny, he doesn't want the questions, and he doesn't want people asking about his failures and his government's failures in this area. You know, he's botched this first process. Why should he have
I've got all that.
12
You don't
months?
need to go through that again with me. I know that. Can you just tell me, I've run out of time, but I just need to ask you very quickly, if the worst comes to the worst, if he skips the parliamentary route If he gets the police minister to do it, would you appeal to the governor to step in? Because there's no constitution you can appeal to. You've got to ask the governor, surely.
We will make sure that every step is taken to make sure proper constitutional processes occur. If he seeks to circumvent the Parliament and the law of the land, we will be leaving no stone unturned. Make no mistake on that. This approach where he is trying to thumb his nose at Parliament, at democracy, at the people's representatives. I mean, we are there to protect the people, to fight for them, and not to kowtow to dictators.
David Davis, thank you so much for your time. I just cannot believe this is my Australia today. In my lifetime, this is happening. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.